The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell.
But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because it was forming this pool of dark blackness in my soul.
Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast. Adam Cole, baby!
I thought you almost lost the air before you could say it.
No, I had it all. We're good. My voice is still shot is the problem. Welcome again, folks, to the World Heavyweight Podcast. I'm playing this loud and proud. For one time, a rumor's right, and I'm excited. That's right. I got something for you, too. Welcome again to the World Heavyweight Podcast, folks. It's been a great weekend.
Takeover happened.
Certainly did, sir. I'm Howie Farrell. That over there, Josh Rivera. At the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. World Heavyweight Podcast.podbean.com. We're on YouTube now. Do that too. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all the things.
Before we get banned.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get taken off the airwaves again, or we get a cease and desist again, something happens, tell your friends we're all there. Special guest joining us today for a little post SummerSlam weekend Beach Ball Mania fuckfest. Sorry, that got out of control real fast.
It was a cluster.
I don't know what I just did there, but that was a little weird for everybody, and I'm sorry.
Stop.
Way to bury the guest before anything.
Do this over.
I don't know what you guys had in mind for tonight, but
Yeah, I got weird
didn't
real
sign up for
fast.
that
I'm sorry,
party.
that was
Yeah.
my bad. David Lee. David knows wrestling.
Come
Dave
to-
knows wrestling. on
Dave
YouTube.
knows wrestling
There you
over
go.
on YouTube. Thank you guys for having me on for a post SummerSlam podcast, and
Yeah,
only
podcast.
that. Only that.
We're just having a podcast. I don't know why. I honestly have no idea
wishful
what happened.
thinking. I see.
Yeah, I got excited. We had people in here.
Adam Cole, you got excited.
I'm very excited. I actually marked out more during NXT for Red Dragon
Really?
than Adam Cole. Because we all kind of expected Adam Cole to start sniffing around. I was not expecting Red Dragon to be there.
Nor was
and
I.
Because I told him we were watching, I think it was the Kyle O'Reilly Aleister Black match, and I went, oh man, you know how cool it would be if we got Red Dragon to just run through this division, and we got it. They gave it to us.
It was a great surprise because they introduced him as singles, so they're like, all right, they could do it.
They could do it.
I don't think it's going to happen. And they're doing it.
They're doing it.
Doing it.
They're doing it. Yeah, I got so excited, I almost tore his shirt off.
Yes.
I smashed my shin into the chair in front of me.
Threw a drink.
I didn't throw a drink.
Hit
I
a
didn't have
child.
There were no children in NXT.
no children there.
That mother was not happy at all with you.
Oh, so you guys were there live, I take it.
Yes.
Oh, we
Yes,
certainly
lucky
were. We
guys.
went to NXT and we went to SmackDown this week.
This
We
is
were
my-
fortunate enough to go.
This is my first year that I haven't gone to any of in the past since they've been doing it in Brooklyn, because I went to SummerSlam the first year, I went to NXT the second year last year, and I didn't go to either. So good for you guys. I'm glad you got it.
we've been to each Brooklyn one so
Right,
far.
right, yeah.
At least
This
for
is the thing to
NXT.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the WWE is such a weird freaking place that
Yeah, it is.
that on Saturday, legitimately, I will say this, it was probably the most happy I've ever been as a wrestling fan after a show. Like, I very rarely am just like I felt like I was high. That's how happy I was. The next day, Like, it was crazy how amazing I felt for being a fan of pro wrestling. And then SummerSlam happens and it's okay. And then on Monday, it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, it just feels like sometimes who gives a fuck?
After Saturday, you had a moment where you thought, I could die now.
It was really good. It was that good. I mean, look, we got an unexpectedly amazing women's match. Like, I knew.
I was gonna say, I thought that match was gonna be good for sure.
I knew it was going to be good.
Yeah,
but I didn't know it was going to be that good.
Because I think they're the two best women in the company right now.
No one is ready.
Nobody.
You know what?
She's so sorry.
No one is ready.
Sorry.
No one's ready for this at all.
Sorry.
The swag, so much, the headdress and everything. I fucking love Asuka. 100 years of Asuka.
Speaking of the headdress, what was up with what Sasha Banks was wearing?
I don't know.
What was
she
that?
She looked like one of those dinosaurs from the
Jurassic Park. With the spit.
And the fact that she had to hold it up the whole way was really depressing.
Yeah, it was a little
weird. That's really sad. This is your SummerSlam moment. Finally going to win a belt on an actual pay-per-view. Here you go.
Well, you got to take the rib, and you're getting the title.
No one's ready. Nobody.
And I will admit, the Red Dragon thing was kind of a nice swerve because I think it kind of made you think, maybe Adam Cole's
not coming out. Yeah,
right.
I definitely appreciate it.
And the other thing I've been surprised about, I am glad that not only that he came out, but it looks like they're really going to be treating him well, which I didn't think. Because
I'm coming in as a faction.
That was very surprising.
Giant nerd boner over here. It's ridiculous.
Giant nerd boner, not common.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It really is. Like, even when AJ and Nakamura came over, it's like, oh my God, they're here. And that kind of, and I think Joe is really the one who started it all. Like, it's like, oh fuck, Samoa Joe's here. He's got his name. He's doing his thing. And now that opened the floodgates. We got AJ, we got Nakamura, we got Gallows, we got Anderson, and all those people. And all of a sudden, now they're coming in as they made themselves known by taking those belts and going, oh, these look pretty nice. I think I want these.
Yeah.
And then they beat up both champs.
They've all been a big deal, too.
Yeah.
Treated like a big deal.
I am so surprised by that.
A novel idea, huh?
Well, the reason is because I figured... The way I've been looking at the WWE as of late, I think they collect a lot of these indie darlings because they just don't want other people to have them.
Sometimes.
Mike Bennett, I think that's the only reason they have him is just because they don't want anyone else to have him.
If he was in NXT, he'd be one of the most over things ever.
And he refused.
I don't know why. He's not the name that I would have... with the Mike Bennett situation, he's not the name.
But I thought
she is.
True, but they could have...
That's why he's using her name. The gimmick is great. That's not the issue. The issue is they're just not doing anything with him on TV, and it's just something you have to deal with as a fan.
I just figured they were going to do the exact same thing to Michael Cole, the exact same thing to Red Dragon. I thought this was
Adam Cole.
What? Wait, what did I say?
Michael Cole.
Oh, yeah, Adam Cole. No, I'm hoping they do that to Michael Cole. Adam Cole.
Michael Cole just starts getting in the ring and starts super kicking people out of nowhere in a suit.
Right.
Now the heel turn. Damn.
They went down that. Yeah, they went down that road already. It didn't really work out. But I was thinking they were going to do that with Adam Cole. I thought they were going to do that with Red Dragon. I thought they were just going to. Here they are. We're going to have them just so no one else can. Let's work on Marty Scurll next. Let's just keep on going. Just taking everybody out that we just don't want to.
I feel like everybody that they're taking on, they're actually using pretty well.
Which I'm surprised by. Yeah, like I said, Mike Bennett, they're not using.
It felt like for a moment that they were just going to start feeding tag teams to AOP when Sanity wins, and that's not only the best part. We're adding more tag teams.
Yeah, and really good tag teams too, which is the scary part. Like this tag, but we've been saying for a while now that the tag team division in that brand needs a bit of a refresh, because who else did they have now? They only had Heavy Machinery, TM61's on the shelf.
Yeah, I was going to say
it should be coming back anytime.
But even then, so we needed a little bit of a refresher. There was no competition for AOP for a bit now, so it's good. Let's go through the show. We had a great show. Like the NXT was easily the highlight of the weekend,
as it usually is.
It's
not really.
Summer still works.
SummerSlam was kind of cool, but Brooklyn got drunk by the end of the weekend.
Shocker! So, craft beer aplenty in Hipsterville.
But I mean,
the pre-party at McMahon's on Saturday where people just getting
that was great too. We got a chance to hang out with some of the New Age Insiders guys. The rant from Ant was hammered. Ant was nearly blackout drunk.
And then went to the show.
And then went to the show. And funny enough, we're sitting right in front of us too. We had like 2 rows behind them. Like, oh hey, I know you guys.
There's some good seats you got there.
Yeah, we found the greatest donuts of all time.
Yes.
Seriously. I was like seeing a caveman seeing fire for the first time. Like it was that good.
We gotta have a Mexican place to look over. I'm like, donut plant.
That might be good.
I'm staring at it. I'm like, it's a building by itself. Like it's the fork in the road. They built around it.
It's like the Flatiron Building
because it's
like a donut.
Yeah, well, because it's that good. It doesn't need anything else to share the property with.
They have a creme brulee donut. It almost looks more like a sticky bun.
Yeah.
But the top of it has this beautiful crusted caramel glaze that they actually must have heat torched or something like that. Right. And then they have this just ridiculous cream. It was the most ridiculous donuts that I've ever had.
If I ask which donut you got, am I mistaken that you gotten several? And
I got the creme brulee one because they're relatively expensive. They're like $4 a donut.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But they're amazing.
Delicious.
These giant, the square ones are like this big. I can't really say that.
I had a red velvet that was just exactly what I needed. Yeah.
He had the regular, but there was
a buddy of ours got a big
peanut butter banana one.
Peanut butter banana cream.
Yeah. So, and they actually mix like peanut butter and fruit and things like that into the dough itself.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
Yeah. And so it tastes like potentially like raspberries. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Donut Plant people, greatest thing ever.
And
new sponsor.
Made my weekend. Not
Seth
sponsored,
Rollins and
but I
Becky
wish
Lynch
they would
came
be.
in too and ordered, and we're just yeah, this was the right place to be.
Yeah, this was exactly
the
right
place to be.
I didn't want to be that guy though, so I'm just like,
hey, baby.
I can't wait to see you Sunday.
That happened to me at
Good luck, champ.
That happened to me at the Ring of Honor New Japan show when I went to Nathan's, and it was in Brooklyn in the Cyclone Stadium.
Right.
And I went to the Nathan's right across, and then like Elgin was there. This was a couple of years ago.
Right.
Elgin, ACH, tons of people were just coming by, standing behind me in the line, and I was like, I am a lot taller than you. I did not know.
You didn't expect some of those guys to be so small.
ACH is like really
small. He's small.
Yeah,
like, I knew he was small, but I didn't know he was that small.
He's only like 5'2", I think.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. He's not big.
I did not see that. And speaking of which, that kind of reminds me, Shelton Benjamin back. I didn't realize how small Daniel Bryan and Chad Gable were until I saw him next to Shelton Benjamin.
Like, oh, shit.
That was distracting me in that main event. I was like, Corbin with a referee shirt. He's the tallest one in the ring.
Yeah. So, like, either Shelton Benjamin's bigger than I give him credit for, or those two guys are way smaller than I think they are. I don't
Daniel Bryan is way smaller than everybody thinks. And Shelton Benjamin is actually pretty big. He's not a small guy.
He's not a giant. Yeah. He's not a normal-sized guy. He's a big guy.
I'm just wondering if anybody else noticed that but me.
No. Because all of a sudden Shelton Benjamin comes in the room and he looks like a giant.
Yeah.
He's looking up at him like he's checking out new towers down there.
He's looking for the giant fist over the SmackDown ramp. He's like, where'd it go?
So go back to NXT TakeOver though. Yeah. We had a fantastic time. I was not expecting that women's match just to be that good though.
See, that's so surprising to me. Of course it would be. Why
the main was almost a letdown in comparison outside of Adam Cole.
To previous years in comparison, like last year's was a pretty good TakeOver. This one was, I feel like, a better show.
Right.
I feel like last year's was better because I was there. And
I
was not at this one.
We were too.
Therefore, 2 is better than 3.
We were too, but I guess because
3 is better than 2. 1 is better than 2.
What?
2 is the third best, I think, of all of them.
Yeah.
It goes 1, 3, 2.
Yeah. I will just say the one I was at live, because of that alone, is the best one. So therefore, I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're always going to have that nostalgia.
Bobby Roode had his debut at 2.
He certainly did.
Yes, he did.
There's nothing like seeing that entrance live.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
But besides that,
Nakamura Joe made a
but one had Bayley and Sasha and the Kevin Owens demon ladder match, in addition to Tyler Breeze and Liger.
You see, here's the thing. Okay, I hear your point.
And the tag match was who was the tag match? It wasn't Enzo.
No, the tag match was Blake and Murphy. Factor
versus we got Blue Pants that night. Yeah,
Vaudevillains.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I mean, Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, I like a lot. I didn't love the ladder match. I also didn't think both guys are I don't think they're ladder match guys. They did okay.
You can watch Kevin Owens stuff in the past. He is a ladder match guy.
He's a ladder wars guy.
I was going to say, 450 Kevin Owens, which is not the Kevin Owens we have now.
Right.
Kevin Steen ladder match guy.
Right.
Kevin Owens, I haven't seen him as a ladder match kind of guy.
Right, that's fine.
And the same thing. The Bayley Sasha match, I actually really liked a lot. That was actually my favorite match in the entire card of.
Oh yeah, that was our match of the year.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. There you go.
Yeah, like that was it blew everybody's minds. So and like 2 was good. I mean, we had Joe Nakamura was all right. Asuka beat Bayley that night. And here's why I say 2 was pretty good, because I was almost blackout drunk at 2.
His first reaction to Asuka winning with a buzzsaw kick was like, "Oh, what? That's it? It's over? Yeah, it's over."
Yeah. I also realized that things move way faster on TV than in the building too, because I was watching NXT over again. And I'm like, holy shit, this is over already? What happened?
Yeah. Again, I thought it was going to be slower than this.
And all of a sudden it was done.
And back to the Jushin Tyler Breeze match. Now, here's the thing. I like what he's doing now because it's funny, but I am not a Tyler Breeze guy at all.
Oh, boo, sir.
At all.
You have to leave.
This is the best.
You know what? We're just going to, you don't have to.
We don't have room for no negative Nancy.
I'll just say, but that was the best. That was the best actual wrestling I saw out of him. Was that Jushin Thunder Liger?
Well, Liger makes everybody awesome at that. I feel like.
Yeah, well, and he still got it after. And unlike Tiger Mess, he's not. This isn't the 5th Liger.
Yeah,
this is still the
first
OG Liger.
Tiger Mess 12.
We're still on the first Liger somehow.
They've gotten through so many Tiger Masks that they gave him letters. We're up to like W. Shit. How long have I been out?
Yeah. So that's my thing on 1 now. But for this one, like I said, I think personally speaking, I think Asuka and Ember Moon are the 2 best women in the company as of right now, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. On TV.
Okay, fine. TV. Yeah, Mae Young Classic still coming out.
Oh man, I'm super excited for that.
In terms of televised,
we got ourselves on TV for a couple of times there.
We made our network debut. They're showing some Mercedes Martinez's footage.
We're in a few
from November.
There's some of us in Kaylee Ray's stuff there too, but you got to look real far. But but they used some of the newer DVD footage, so we're like, oh hey, look at that! I know that long-haired asshole in the corner. So I'm super, and we're getting 4 episodes right off the bat once Monday shows up.
I think it's a much better release than CWC, because CWC took
hang on, I got to dig in there too.
It did. But they were testing it out.
It was the first time, and this is an opportunity to get it right.
Right, yeah. They took. I mean, like, the UK tournament I liked. It's a shame there's no show.
Oh, because UK was only 16-man, but you can't do a 32-man the same way you can do the UK.
No, totally understood. But
and then we're getting the finals are going to be during Survivor Series or something like that.
It's going to be September 12th after SmackDown Live.
Oh, okay. So instead of 205 Live, we're getting the women's finals.
Yep.
Right. There's a lot of things. What did I say we have to get into on there today? Because we're getting sidetracked by so many other things.
Donuts.
Donuts are delicious. Because we didn't really go through detailed NXT other than that it was fucking amazing. We got Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly closing out the show in the first time that a rumor actually comes out to be true in what seems like forever.
Right.
That's the only, yay, 2 of them came true, and they're the greatest.
Well, what about you guys were talking about the women's match and how it stole the show in comparison to the main event. Well, what about the main event? How did you guys feel about it?
I thought it was all right. I think we were tired.
It was the problem was it was a long night, and it was a Bobby Roode match. This is the thing about Bobby Roode matches. The story is always told a nice slow build, but once you're in the main event, after that one stole the show, you just had to get through it. And then once you got the 3 count and McIntyre got the title, crowd popped back. But we're like, yeah, that was great.
It was slow. It was slow going.
I think it's really funny to say that because even with his squash match last night, there was a slow build to that.
Yeah.
Slow build to squash.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode gave English a chance to put his weird wiry figure offense in.
I know that wasn't a squash, but I'm saying I feel like that was supposed to be. But Bobby Roode decided to take his time.
Bobby Roode is a star factory. He unlike Kurt Hawkins, he makes stars, but still goes over.
Yeah,
still good.
It's I don't know. It's just a you're coming off that amazing women's match.
Yeah.
where there is much more of a story. I felt like in that one too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like we have
it just
history
became
already
about the
into
streak
it.
all of a sudden because
And then the hype package got me super crazy hype for it.
It
And
also
then
had us all duped because I thought for sure Ember was taking it and Asuka was moving on to SmackDown or Raw or whatever.
see, that's the thing. I also don't want them to get into this whole thing of, oh, they lose the title, they show up next week on Tuesday.
They've been hit or miss with that with that plan because they don't always do it. Kevin Owens, started showing up on Raw, and Sami Zayn started showing up on Raw before that. There's a distance between Sami Zayn losing the title and then him showing up.
Right.
And, Kevin Owens still had the belt when he started showing up. So.
Right.
I don't think you're going to likely see it that often with the women because women only have so many spots open. It's only so big. It's only one slice of the show that's only so big. So unless a lot of these start getting hurt, you're not going to see. You shouldn't see a lot of chicks
just jumping right out.
Yeah, the last time you saw that was 2015, and that's probably the last time you're going to see that many
with
go
Paige.
up at once again.
Or no, the end of the end.
Yeah, with Paige, Charlotte. Becky,
the submission sorority.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let that one go.
Oh boy.
I just, but it's my thing is like, why does she need to go up?
She doesn't need.
Well, I mean,
how does she fit in? Like that was my thing when everybody was saying, "Oh, Bobby Roode coming to SmackDown," blah 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 blah. Like, all right,
I thought he was going to Raw.
Don't get me wrong. It's great that he's there, but I'm more of like a why.
They could have done it as a soft debut, like they did, as I call it, with Bobby, because Bobby's still appearing at his NXT advertised dates.
Right.
They could have done that with Asuka, but because she had a broken right collarbone right after the match.
Yeah, that is the one thing.
This was like the perfect time to take a couple of weeks off.
A couple of things happened on this weekend. It seems to be an injury bug going around too, because not only did Asuka get a collarbone injury, but Cass might be done for a long time.
He does one heck of a Kevin Nash impression, I will say that.
He's not wrong. It was just
oof. No, I know. Hey, I'm just saying it's just like oof.
Yeah,
that hurts. ACL and meniscus. He could be out for 9 months.
Yeah.
And all he did was fall out of the ring.
Yeah. But the Asuka thing, you can at least work around because she could just disappear for a month and be fine.
Right.
Like she doesn't need to show up on TV.
Yeah, they do their month of tapings or 3 weeks of tapings, and then you won't even notice.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like because again, no one's ready.
Well,
let's make that right.
Nobody.
Right here. There's not a single person that's ready, and she's proving it. So why does she need to be around? She's Brock Lesnar right now. Brock Lesnar doesn't need to be around all the time because he's fucking Brock Lesnar.
Well, here's the thing. In terms of why people have to move up, my question is, here's the thing. And I think this is a big debate among us wrestling fans. Is NXT its own brand, or is it still developmental?
It's a little of both.
It's both.
And that's the thing. I think WWE needs to, pull the chain, pull the cord, and admit which of these two things it is. Because when it's struggling this...
I don't feel like it's struggling.
No, when we're struggling with the decision whether it's developmental or not developmental. Because if that's the thing, if it's not developmental, then no one's going to be asking the question, when does Asuka come up? No one's going to be asking, when is
I mean, everybody's got a time frame for that, so we kind of know that...
But
here's the way I perceive NXT right now is they have the developmental thing built into it. So what they do is they have their TV show with kind of the best of the best, and then we'll filter in some of these people. But for the most part, NXT, the television show, it's pretty much the independent wrestling all-stars. Is the way I'm treating it, and then they start maybe throwing in some of their homegrowns in there to see how it works. Plus, we have the opportunity. Sorry, let me finish it, or else I'm never going to get it done. Plus, the developmental portion of that are these closet house shows that they have in Florida. Right. So you have these people. It's like, all right, you're not ready for TV yet, but now we're going to have you do these small shows with some of these talent to get you ready for TV, and then a lot of those people, after they do that, start making their way onto TV. They need a foothold to get into from one to the other, and NXT is that perfect spot because if you can compete with some of these indie all-stars from being a homegrown, now we can start moving you maybe up to Raw and SmackDown. But it's always going to be like that third independent thing.
And I'm not questioning the strategy at all or the mindset. I like it too. But the thing is, I'm just saying, if there was guys who just stayed in NXT and like this is where your career's going, there's nothing wrong with that. Or if even main roster guys move back down, which has been the rumor, then I think people will start looking at it more as its own brand, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing.
It's not, but it kind of needs to know its place a little bit in the scheme of things.
But if that's the case, that's why everyone's going to be asking, when does Asuka come up?
Right, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I'm more of a why do I need to move her up now, and how do I move her up person. Because I don't think that she needs to move up yet because there's shit going on. But I could be wrong because they moved Bobby Roode up, and I had the same qualms and questions. I'm like, why does he come up? Oh, cool, it's great. Everybody's all right, cool, whatever, we're good. And that's the way it's going to go. So
Bobby Roode, I don't think should have moved up either. And if so, he probably should have went to Raw. That was my thinking. But the reason why I say Asuka is
I would be terrified if Bobby Roode went to Raw.
I would be too. But I think he's needed. The thing about both of them is, I will say, for their career and what they have to bring to the table, they're probably better off staying where in NXT. But the women's division on both Raw or SmackDown definitely needs.
I want Asuka to come up and take everything.
Yeah, well,
I don't want her to drop any title.
Men's
I want her
titles. I like that.
I want her to come up
Streak
with the
attack.
NXT title. It's like, I'm not giving you this title because it's mine. Yeah. You can make your own damn title, but this is mine.
I like that.
Or whatever. And then she challenges and buzzsaws through SmackDown and wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. While I would almost even go far to have her on both Monday and Tuesday, and then just beat everybody and have all three titles. Look, if you're going to make somebody the if you want to really go, this is where I've had this conversation with you how many times in like the last 2 weeks.
If you're going to Lance Storm them, Lance Storm
go all in. Just go all in. Just go all in with it. Fuck it. We're pro wrestling, right? Why half-ass any of this stuff? Just push all your chips into the middle and go all out with it. Just make her the most dominating terror ever. Who's going to beat me? No, if no one's ready, then no one's ready.
Got no problem with that.
Story they're telling right now.
I hope so.
That's why she hasn't gone anywhere. Look,
I don't want him to vacate it or anything. No, you don't have to give it up.
Fans are confused about what NXT is because it's basically if OVW was popular and
yeah, pretty much
still had contracts with them, but they don't.
Right.
It's still gonna function as its own thing. The only difference now is it really makes money.
Yeah, it certainly does. And it's
Cornette's
nice to
not there.
And it's nice to have that thing of where it's like, oh, you can actually make money here in NXT while learning how to be really fucking good at this thing. And if you do it right, you can be a superstar. That's where we got like Finn Balor and Shinsuke to be worldwide names at that point. Because
I think Nakamura already
was. But now that the fact that he was on NXT, the reach of that got even bigger. Same thing with Finn, where people knew him, but nobody knew him. Well, now everyone knows him because he's got the machine behind him.
Yeah, Finn Balor, I agree with you, but Nakamura, I think, was kind of already there. Like,
not nearly at the level that he is now.
No, he wasn't at the level he was now. But he's working in Ring of Honor and everything.
It's a massive difference in audience.
Of course. But I think he was still worldwide.
But I mean, even then, just like in the percentage-wise, just how many more eyeballs he gets just for being with the WWE name on it.
Oh, concurred, but I still think he was worldwide. For example, like if we took Kenny Omega right now, would you say he's a worldwide name?
No.
Really? Because I think he is.
Maybe a little bit.
I think he is.
He's not nearly as popular as people think.
He's known around the world, but not nearly as popular as some WWE stars. Just because
absolutely.
He doesn't have that marketing machine behind him.
Right.
No, but I'm still thinking. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying I think people all around the world, wressling fans all around the world, definitely know who Kenny Omega is by this point.
They should.
And I think the Meltzer 6-star thing was a big part of that.
You'd be surprised at how little people would say. Yeah. Like, I mean, like
a casual fan, I don't think so.
No.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair
casual fan.
I'd say 50% of the WWE audience has no idea who Kenny Omega is.
There's still a lot of wrestling fans who don't utilize their smartphone to the potential where you can.
Or they just do other stuff.
Yeah, or do other stuff. Just because there's options out there doesn't mean they're necessarily going to try them out.
I mean, the fact that they are super popular and are in Hot Topic and things like that.
Yeah,
shows how much.
That's the biggest thing they've done so far.
It shows how much of a draw that they are.
Yeah.
And they are incredibly popular. But I don't think they have as the popularity that people really think. I love them, but when we're talking about like they're anomalies too. And they're high number anomalies, but I think their popularity would be even bigger if they had a juggernaut machine like they do behind them. Sure. And I'm not saying they should go there, because I think they're doing perfectly fine without it.
Yes.
But
I think
not
Young Bucks
every
are the best example of doing perfectly fine without it.
But not everybody is that, and they're like super crazy anomaly. They are not the norm.
I think it's going to be the norm from this point going forward.
But you got to be really good in order to have that happen.
I just think with the internet and the access of everything like that, I think this is going to be how wrestling is going to be from now on. Is that
I hope so, but I mean, but there is still going to be the thing, because the WWE is very good at taking those things and making them theirs.
Right.
They were the first ones to do
my
it.
earlier point, yeah.
But I mean, no, I mean not even that. I mean, like, as far as streaming and stuff like that, they broke through and did something that nobody else did. Everybody thought it's like, oh, maybe they're going to do this TV deal, or maybe they're going to do this. They thought the network was going to be and channel on cable is what we all thought initially.
It is in some markets.
It is in some markets, but those are overseas and international markets, not stateside. Stateside, they took everybody and went, oh, wait, they're doing what? Oh, so I just have everything on your app?
I still don't really believe
shit,
it.
that's crazy.
I still am like, wait, what's the catch? I'm still waiting.
Right, exactly. But that's what I mean. They are groundbreakers in a lot of places like that.
And they've always been. But now I'm getting worried because their network growth is not what they thought it would be. They're talking about they're already scaling back the budget. So, I think this network thing may not be something that's running forever.
Well, it depends on how what changes in the future too, because a lot of TV is going away, right? I love how we've just completely gone on the complete. We were going to talk about like SummerSlam and stuff like that, and we're on this whole completely different thing.
We might have to pump the brakes before we get all philosophical.
Yeah,
but we
were going to talk. We were going to talk about something as far as like the future of things. Is that things are going to Twitch now also with Wrestle Circus and stuff. So that might be more of a...
I just read AAA has an upcoming show on Twitch.
As far as like independent stuff, I'm surprised more things haven't gone that way in the future, but or so far. But the future is streaming and digital, and with the... I don't think the WWE is going away anytime soon.
No, not the WWE. I'm worried about the network going away.
I don't think so.
Forms or being more expensive or anything.
It's everything is still on demand. Content is wanted on demand.
But their numbers are the same since relatively the same since they debuted.
Well,
it's always like 1.5 million.
As far as cutting back budgets go, that could just mean
they've been cutting content. That's why we have no UK
original
show.
content. So so what they've been doing instead is they've been coming out with like, for example, they put the Mae Young Classic in the can, coming out on demand the first day with 4 episodes. Right. They are coming out with what's it called? They're coming out with collections every week now, which is they're basically cherry picking the library.
But here's the catch: if they don't come out with more original content, how are they going to grow their audience? But if they don't grow their audience, that's the thing.
The thing that we ended up talking about before we start to move on, because we're gonna have to move on, or else we're completely off topic now.
SummerSlam.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get more original content coming out in the fall, because that's when typically when TV season starts.
Plus, we were talking a few weeks ago that the idea came out that they should just go all digital format when their contracts come up for TV.
I agree.
And go to like Facebook or something like that.
I just think Raw, SmackDown, everything should be on the network. Screw it.
Right, I agree too. And that's what I've even said almost like, I felt like I said it like a year ago at this point, where I said it's only a matter of time before we get everything live on the WWE network. Yep. Everything.
Yep.
And why not?
Yeah,
it's just that extra advertising dollars that cable TV can get you.
I think the move is, for me, it would be $9.99 Raw and SmackDown live. Everything is on it. But pay-per-views, the big pay-per-views, not like all these, mini pay-per-views, but the big pay-per-views are going to be $14.99, and then you get the pay-per-view.
There have been rumors of a possible tier system, and they've been doing a lot of questionnaires to find out what their audience wants and what they're willing to pay for.
Right.
You'd have to grandfather people in.
No, I'm sure they will.
Because I would be okay with a price bump, but you got to give me something from being around since day one. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, because if you're gonna, I completely understand doing that, but all right. But anyway,
here's a thank you email.
Here's a Malibu Owls hat.
But anyway, let's get back to SummerSlam and stuff like that.
SummerSlam.
NXT was the best for me.
Clearly.
I kind of. Who won Stone Cold Locks and how bad was it? By
I did, sir.
the way? How bad was it?
It was close.
Because I don't remember anything.
I did
like that.
terrible for my picks on NXT.
We don't do NXT.
I did better for SummerSlam. I did, yeah. On my Dave.
Well,
Knows
yeah, because
Wrestling.
you have because NXT was only 5 matches, so
Well,
it was
I was
like
could not be
literally,
more
but
wrong.
a third one, you're like, all right, this is close or not even close.
Yeah, well,
How bad were mine?
Well, put it this way:
I did
There
pick like
were-
a half of them because you guys both picked the other one.
there were 12. I think 12
12
matches.
matches.
12 matches we did picks on. They added a 13th we didn't pick, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
I got in the end, I got 6 right.
Right.
We didn't get a main event from
500.
Jermaine, but it didn't matter because he came in at 4.
God damn, man.
Was it 4?
I know I didn't. Did I? I don't remember
No,
anybody
I'm sorry.
I picked.
I got 7. Jermaine came in at 5. So
Oh,
even if
it
he
was
gave
that
us a
bad?
main event pick, well, it's because it's because of we would pick a lot of the same things, and what saved me was Randy winning because no one picked Randy,
yeah.
and
For a 4-second match.
Yeah.
that was so disappointing.
and
I don't
Natty winning, even though Jermaine got Natty, but me and Jermaine also picked Kevin Owens winning, and you got AJ Styles.
Right.
You only had 4 points.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was rough.
Ugh.
No one got Shinsuke because Shinsuke didn't win.
Right.
You picked Braun, and I picked.
Yeah, I could have
Brock
swore I thought
retaining.
I
that
knew
made it
Brock
look for. I didn't.
really
I didn't really hate SummerSlam, but I didn't think it was the best in the world.
I did like the main event.
The main
a
event was bananas.
The problem with SummerSlam was it was a long
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that's really the only problem was it was just a long slow. So some of those matches were dragged a little bit.
That reminds me. There's something I did want to bring up with you guys. The idea of like come down matches, because like you guys were talking about in NXT. Yeah, NXT didn't really have it. It kind of just hit you. But with only 6
that
matches,
brief.
you gotta
periods in
you gotta
between the
do it
matches.
right as
Right.
as a performer to know that, oh shit, these guys just did that thing. Let's do our thing,
Right.
but do it right to where we don't.
But here's the thing. Last year, the 2 title matches were in the middle of the show because they wanted to space out the the Brock
I
Randy
don't
thing
like
for
it.
whatever
I
reason.
never like it.
I hate that too. But I'm saying last year they went with ultra come down space out matches. Like just let's really do this so that way the crowd can get into it randomly and calm down and go back up. And then this year they did the opposite of that, where they just
I like
back-ended everything.
I like that though. Look to
I
me
prefer
when
the
I'm
back ending.
to me I prefer a bunch of grudge matches and other stuff that don't have titles on the line early because they're not titles.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be important and put at the front of the show because a title match should be the reason I'm paying money, right? Like you're like, oh, you put this title on the bill. We all knew that the main event was going to be the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get the WWE title somewhere in the middle of the show, but we got it at the back end because those are the 2 main titles of those 2 shows. Great. That's exactly what I want. I don't care what other stories are happening. We even said that on the PWG DVD that you got, like the Adam Cole last one.
Yeah.
Where Adam Cole's it's a show based because Adam Cole
It's called
is
Head
on,
Like a Cole. This
Yeah.
is his last PWG appearance, so we figured maybe that would be the last.
No,
that
the
wasn't
title
last.
match was last.
Title match was last.
Great. I like that style of booking. And
2
then
title matches were last.
And I agree, but now what about both women's titles? Where do you put them?
it depends. It depends on if you do
back
main
end them?
tidles. I mean, somebody would be in the mid
personally-
card because they're like a
personally,
mid
I would
card
mix
title.
them up with between the tag matches, put
Yeah.
singles matches in between the tags, but they decided to spread it evenly.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes they stick the women's match in between like back in the old brand
Right.
days.
Yeah.
You stick them in
They,
between the
they
world
would
title
put
matches.
they would put the women's match second to last on a
yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of
They've
those
done
old
that.
ones.
But then they would also screw them by not giving them time and not treating them.
But
the thing
they
was, that was
treated
a
it
double
exactly
edged-
like that, like
yeah.
a come down period.
It was a
where it's
come down match, but it was also we're putting it towards the end of the show because it's important. It was like
Right.
they got to get their cake and eat it too, and just kind of
Yeah.
wink and say that's what we're doing it. But it was really to come
But
down.
this bra and panties match really brought me back to the show.
Well, that's
These
the
ladies
thing, like,
are hot. Hey, here's a beach ball.
And no IC title match.
Yeah, we were kind of.
But I had a feeling going with that going on.
They
that
made it a
Monday
little better
night.
Monday,
it was
yeah.
going to be Miz was going to get the mic and
Yeah.
and really let his gripes be known. That's what everyone's thinking.
Or at
Why
least
is
a
it about
handful
you
of us
guys
are.
again and not about this
Yeah,
championship?
and the only thing is, Miz says that about Cena on air, and that's okay. Dolph Ziggler said it in an interview about Randy Orton, And then he disappears. So let's just hope the same thing
I
doesn't
didn't
happen.
know about that. I don't read too much of that shit on the outside.
Oh, no. Dolph gave this interview where he said the opportunities that Randy Orton gets over and over again makes that chip on my shoulder even bigger.
Well, it should.
Yeah.
This was years ago, but then Randy said,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I don't like that. And he also said he could take Randy Orton in a fight.
Well, hey.
Well, he is a.
I know.
But
still, you don't say that
He is
kind
a collegiate champion.
No,
Yeah.
but when it comes to Randy Orton,
yeah.
ask Mr. Kennedy, how does he like it? How does he like being on Randy Orton's bad side? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying.
The IC thing, though, like
I love that title, and that's what hurts me.
Yeah, exactly. But especially because it came from SmackDown, where it was doing pretty well.
It was red hot.
And then it was on fire for a minute, and then it brought to Raw, and then they just
rawed it.
Said fuck it, I guess.
Rawed it.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
It got the cool down. It got the cool down treatment. And,
Yeah, where like the U.S.
And then
title
the U.S. is the hottest title in the company.
I was gonna say, yeah, I care about that more than Jinder Mahal's championship.
Certainly do. Yep.
It's
like,
and
really
the question is, I don't even know who they would stick. And the other problem is they had Miz and Dean Ambrose forever.
Yeah.
So, what is no one even knows there's an Intercontinental division. First of all,
exactly. Where's the rest of my arguments are always, where's the rest of the division?
Yeah, and now they're...
Where are the other teams?
Yeah, as we talked about...
Where are the other women?
Yeah, exactly. When you guys were on my show, the Dave Knows Wrestling Show, we talked about the exact same thing, and it hasn't changed. Not that I was expecting it to.
Why is Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt fighting each other? They should be fighting for number one contender of the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah,
that would make more sense.
Because I think that belt was made for Finn Balor. See, I'm not a big fan of guys going down. Like, if you get to the main event...
The belt that was made for him, he lost a day after he got it. Let's not forget that, sir.
All right, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
And that belt is yet to have a solid babyface run where a babyface earned it definitive for a while. It's yet to have that, and it may not ever have that.
Yeah. The fruit stripe belt or the fruit.
I don't think everybody's got to shut the hell up about that thing. It doesn't look that bad. You're out of your mind, sir.
First of all,
you're out of your mind. It's red. Who cares?
The SmackDown belt looks terrible. The design itself looks terrible.
No, it's not that bad.
Putting it on red doesn't help.
I don't think it's that bad.
Just this big branding logo. It's like brand recognition title.
Yeah, exactly.
2017
looks like a ring. No. I want my golden eagle until I get my golden.
Everybody
eagle
does, but grow up. It's 2017.
No. Everybody wants a gold eagle.
I agree that there should be some variants and there should be some cool designs and stuff like that.
More gold than leather.
But just don't. Yeah, finish it up. But anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to titles and stuff though. That was my only kind of gripe with two of the title matches that happened at SummerSlam is that all of a sudden were boom and they're over. Yeah. Like the finish just came out and you're like, wait a second, what? Like the Sasha Banks tapping out Alexa Bliss after she just broke out of the hold because of her bad arm that she's been working on all match, then locks it right back in and she taps out.
It wasn't good enough.
Welcome to indie style taking over.
Wait, what? No, it's not. They actually, I've seen that happen in indie matches, and it works.
I know.
But but they don't do that in an indie match. If somebody's been working the arm like that, and then they lock it back in again after they've just broken out, you're not going to tap out. It makes no sense.
I know it makes no sense. I know.
From the company that the people always goes, well, psychology. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And then Shinsuke not getting his ass kicked and Shinsuke not getting his ass kicked most of the match, getting hit with one move after a distraction and wraps it up. I'm like, wait, that's it?
First of all, I like that, terrible, crappy heel tactic stuff too.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But can I have a little bit of variation from Ginger? Just a little bit. Like the Kali thing shook it up because at least it wasn't the Bollywood Boys again.
Right.
At least that was different. But it's like every match is the Bollywood Boys gets involved. And it's
that happens.
But
look at J&J Security.
Yes.
WWE overdoing
an
angle.
But at least they got a car thrown at them at one point.
That's my thing. Just do something other than just a run-in distraction. Yeah, just do something else. Yeah. I don't care. Just something else.
Every time a Big Four comes around, I go, well, I know who's running this show, and if he goes, let's change that finish right up there. That's exactly what could happen.
And the only thing what did happen. And part of the reason why I was more okay with Randy doing it is because Randy really loves throwing those guys around.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Nakamura seems like he doesn't enjoy it as much. He's not playing discus with them. Like Randy Orton just wanted to see how far I can throw this one.
Because the badass Shinsuke hasn't been told to us yet. Like we don't.
But either
get
way,
that.
I'm just saying visually that was enough for me to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
Randy Orton, hurl this dude as
they
far as
tried to
possible.
have
Play midget bowling with them.
They tried to have last night an advertised main event of Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton for the title, and I went, nope.
The dark match.
I'm like,
And that
Nope.
Rusev thing. The Rusev thing.
I seen it. Sorry, I just said I've seen it so many times. I'm like, get the.
We've
fuck
seen
outta
it
here with
twice
that.
already, and
We've seen it 3 times already. We've seen it like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
We've seen it at least
Oh,
4
yeah,
times.
Yeah. We've seen it. A bunch
He
of
won the title. He defended the title, Punjabi prison, and then he lost in the no title match.
Yeah, they had that match
Stop.
way too many times.
Stop.
Way too
Just
many times.
enough.
But they're
Move
overdoing
on.
feuds. Yeah, they're overdoing feuds so much so. Like, I mean, it's not quite
Yeah,
as bad
it goes
as Charlotte
over. How many times do I have to say it? Other people work here.
Yeah.
Everybody that I got into a moderately heated thing about somebody with Roman Reigns this week. I'm like, look, I just want somebody else around the title for a little while. Roman Reigns.
Someone defended Roman Reigns?
Yeah, well,
Who is this guy?
no.
We need to make sure that his
Like,
faulty genetic
I don't-
material
look,
doesn't
because
piss
I
off
don't-
anyone
he
else.
made his case. The
Because
guy
I
ignored
don't,
him and still
I
said
don't
double down.
hate Roman Reigns. I enjoy Roman Reigns, but I just don't want him near the title for 2 years straight, which is pretty much where he's
Yeah.
been. And and I got
The main
like
event
yelled
or
at
title.
saying like, "Oh, he hasn't been." I'm like,
Right.
my statement was he's been near the title
He's
a lot
been in
of
the last match of the night.
Yeah.
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 He's been in the main event or the title picture for nearly 2 years straight.
Yep.
Can we let other people work here? It's pretty much the only time that I will cite a wrestler's promo as my gripe. As when The Miz showed up on Monday and started like, why is it about you again?
Really?
You lost last night. Why do you keep losing and still somehow get a number one contender match?
I am the only
Like, what the
champion
fuck?
in this ring. Why am I not main
Exactly!
eventing every night of
I'm
Raw,
the only champion
every
here.
pay-per-view and or WrestleMania?
Absolutely.
It's a really good. It's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, and here, and
But the person just like kind of ignored me and
But
like
I-
accused me
yeah.
of going off. I'm like, no,
Yeah, I told
I
you.
have facts here. Look,
where
he's main
was,
event.
where was this guy? What dumpster
Some-
did you
some-
find?
Twitter.
some Twitter
Twitter
person, I don't
Twitter.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, see,
the dumpster fire of negativity.
I don't
sometimes.
have that problem. People on Twitter are very nice to me.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're nice, but I just said,
Yeah,
look,
Twitter
somebody,
gives you lots of lulls, but
somebody,
it could also be very annoying.
somebody said because there was a video that went around on Bleacher Report of like the super saying why they don't want Roman Reigns around and stuff like that, and you get the typical just ad nauseum
Right,
sort of
right.
quotes that people just pick up from everybody else. But I'm like, I like Roman Reigns. I don't mind Roman Reigns. I just
Yeah,
don't want
not
him
me.
getting a number one contender after he loses. Another
Agreed.
title match
But-
after he
but-
loses.
but-
A title that he just gives away and like it,
I
just
agree.
Give me
but,
some
but,
variance.
the same but then that logic has to apply to Joe because he lost at Great Balls of Fire.
Yes.
Yes.
And
So,
yes,
all right,
I agree.
just making sure
The
you're
Yes.
consistent.
You got to
Just
understand
making sure.
the method
Yes.
to his madness is it's going to be about me because anybody tries to make that about them, I'm going to beat them. Braun tried to make it about him, and I hit him with an ambulance.
He lost that match though.
But
He
that's
lost
what I'm
that
saying.
match.
You
and he
shouldn't be
still
reward-
he still wrote Braun off TV for a little while.
right.
Which
That's
I
why-
don't understand.
which
Which is why he got another shot. He's like, Kurt, I messed him up thoroughly, so he's not here right now.
I just don't
You
like
have
the
no
rewarding
choice.
of the thing.
Yes,
agree.
yes,
No,
but
and I-
absolutely.
And I don't
Yeah,
That's
want,
why
like-
Raw is a different show, and SmackDown is where common sense tries to hang out.
and that's
Tries
and
as
that,
much as Road Dogg
tries.
won't allow it to.
right.
Sometimes, you know.
But that's where I was
Bad
coming
Ryan
from.
Ward, stop
It was
thinking.
pretty much just, but they wanted to know why I don't want to see Roman, like
Yeah.
why I quote
Roman
unquote don't
Reigns
like Roman Reigns.
is
I
an
don't
awesome
dislike him.
wrestler.
I just
No,
want someone
different.
different for a
This
little
is-
while.
This is the official WHPC stance on Roman Reigns. He is an awesome wrestler.
Yes.
Oh, well,
He needs-
yes.
he can get out of the limelight for a little bit. It's okay.
and still be fine.
It'd
Which
still
is
be
why,
awesome.
thank
He'd
God,
still be
we're
awesome.
going with him versus John Cena.
Absolutely.
'Cause that's fine.
They cancel each other out.
Exactly. They get to go away from everything for
They
hopefully
can't,
3
they
months.
can't get over, so they just
Oh.
keep canceling each other out.
It's like for a Met fan when you have the Yankees Red Sox World Series.
Yeah. It's like
They cancel each other out.
Can
no. You still
can
still
the
root
building
for the
just
Yankees.
implode
You
right
still
now?
root for the Yankees
But
because
now-
Boston's trash.
Now for all you internet haters that they're talking about, Dave knows wrestling. Our official stance is my official stance is I hate Roman Reigns. So yeah,
right.
I don't think.
But
I don't
so
think
why
he's
do you
gonna
hate
wrestle
Roman
him.
Reigns?
His moveset is very limited. His cardio is virtually non-existent.
I disagree. I think he can go.
Oh,
way
he's got
more than he
cardio.
can,
Dude,
he can go through.
got
He
cardio.
sucks wind like there's no tomorrow. He's improving. I will not deny. But his breathing heavy is way too much. His moveset, like I said,
Hey, the
extremely-
motor is running and it needs air.
I don't think I haven't seen, like when
moveset is extremely
I-
limited. Terrible on the
I'll
mic.
give you the movesetting thing. The
Terrible on
mic,
the mic.
Mike
He doesn't need to have a
has
ton of
gotten
great
better.
moves.
Mike has gotten better. He doesn't really need to say anything.
Well, suffer and suck attached.
Yeah, I'm
Changed
saying
my
yeah,
mind.
but
It's
how
been-
long
it's been-
ago has it
it's
been?
been
I know.
since that
I
happened.
know, it's just too easy.
Even
It's
I
just-
let some shit go. It's been a
Yeah.
long time.
That's the thing too. I'm willing to just like I'm seeing where he's been. Like I don't
Yeah.
see from what you're saying is sort of like sucking wind and stuff like that. I'm seeing that deep in matches, but that's because he has been put through 2 tables or whatever,
He's
and
hauling-
he's supposed to look like that.
He's
at
hauling
that
ass
point.
most
Yeah, I
of the
don't
time.
think it's on
Like,
purpose.
I
I
don't-
think it's a lack of cardio. But I will agree with you that he has gotten better with that. Like, you know, a few years ago, he was
I'm not good
terrible
at judging people's cardio, so
Yeah, that's true.
like these guys are hyper athletes.
Not
I'm
the
not gonna.
authority.
I'm not gonna fucking
not
knock them
gonna
for stuff
pretend.
like that
I
unless
judge
it's
him-
bad.
I judge it from the pace. I judge it
Yeah.
from how fast they're able to keep up with the other guy. And cardio in and of itself is not necessarily a problem.
Right.
But when you have a guy who can go and you can see this guy's slowing you down, now it's a problem for me. So when you put Roman Reigns against faster guys who are used to working a faster pace, you know, a certain other style, and there's nothing wrong with adapting to different people's styles, but it's the fact that Roman can't go to that next, you know, octane. He's only comfortable in this area, and he's going to start holding other wrestlers
I think it
down.
fits his style though, so I really don't
Yeah,
care
but
that
why should
much.
everyone
so.
be coming down to his style?
I don't think like everybody is coming down to him. That's where I don't really see that. So
You know, I'm going to support his statement because name one bad Roman Reigns match.
He's
Main
I had the
event
exact
match.
same comment.
he's-
I had this exact same conversation with Albert on my show. Now,
most of his matches are good.
He wrestles everybody, and to each his own. Everyone has their own style, but it
exactly.
worked. It's still the WWE style, and it still works.
see, because here's the thing. All right, so now I'm just kind of figuring out where you guys are at. You guys, I'm going to assume, really liked his match against Daniel Bryan.
I thought it was pretty
It's pretty
good.
cool.
I'd have to go.
pretty
I'd
good.
have to watch it again, but I thought it was pretty good.
Pretty good.
I thought it was okay, but,
But
I
that's
thought
way-
it was, I thought it was
that's
Daniel
way-
Bryan's like
That's
worst
a long,
match.
first of all, that's a long
That's a
time
long
ago.
time ago.
DB
but-
was still wrestling.
I still think
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan's that was like Daniel Bryan's worst match, and that was like my
Yeah,
biggest
but again,
no-
that's and then
Yeah,
but
you're
we're
right.
we're citing it. If that's your, if you have another one that you want to throw me before I start
You got
going
something,
back.
you got something from this year?
No, I was answering your early statement about how, you know, who he brings down. I'm like, he brought down Daniel Bryan like
Yeah,
a lot.
that was what,
like
2013, 2014?
That was 2016, early 2016.
No, it was before that,
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
was gonna say it was before that.
It's like
it was-
2013,
Because
2014.
DB's
It
last.
This
was
is when
t-
he's in the
it
Shield
was
still,
fin-
which
it
was just
fin- It was
finished.
right after the Royal Rumble. That
Yeah,
it
but
was right
again,
after
like
Roman Reigns' Royal
he's
Rumble that he
been
won.
better since then. If we're saying that's, well, let's say that's his
2015,
last.
okay,
But if you have
Yeah.
one that's really bad outside of that one,
Okay, yeah, tons. I don't, I don't like his matches against Joe, and I think like Joe because Joe.
I'm saying like
in
for
terms of-
main event matches that he's had in the last 2 years.
his Undertaker match at WrestleMania was terrible. Botchy,
I think that was
slow. What?
I think that was more on the Undertaker maybe than him.
Whatever the case.
I have seen more very good matches with him than I've seen very bad matches with him, in my opinion. And the things that I usually have a problem with in his matches are, all right, great match. You just got hit with a chair 3 times. You just jumped up. This is over? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Stuff like that.
They book
that
they book them
pisses
no
me
selling
off.
ridiculous stuff, and sometimes it's just like really.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I agree. But yeah, so
That's my problem.
So if you only want the 7 pay-per-view or whatever how many pay-per-views we have in the calendar year so far, like I said, you could blame whoever you want, but the WrestleMania match I thought was absolutely filth.
I feel like he
And
gets a
Braun
lot
is
of
really
undue.
good. Braun is really good.
I
So
love
if we're only
Braun.
counting this year, okay, he had mostly with Braun. I'm trying to think who. I was trying to think.
I'm just counting. I mean,
who did
I
he have
just
at the
don't.
Royal Rumble? Because he was the surprise 30, and he had a match before, and I don't even
Oh,
remember.
who
do
the
you-
fuck was it?
yeah.
Rumble. I just looked it up the other day.
That wasn't the main, and that wasn't the main event. But I don't.
Was
But
it the-
see, it's
he-
not
it was
even
the U.S.
memorable.
title, wasn't it?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
with
think it
Rusev.
was.
Oh
With
yeah,
Rusev,
there
wasn't
you
it?
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't liked anything he did with Rusev.
I didn't like that feud either.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there you go. I mean, and if we're talking just main event, pay-per-views
Yeah, I didn't-
only,
I didn't-
There's 3 of them that I
Yeah.
could choose from.
I didn't like the stuff of Rusev
Yeah.
because
But it was the way it was booked,
and
not
that was
necessarily the match.
I was
Yeah.
I was pissed more about how they were using him, and then dragging the U.S. title completely down from where it just was.
Oh yeah.
Like
That
he
was
had
my
it, and it was
guy.
never
They
defended.
rawed it. They rawed it.
It was never defended at all.
And here's the, but
Well,
and
he had
that's
it.
the other thing. And you talk about all the things. His lack of selling. I know that's not him. I know that's what they tell him. But I don't care. I still have a problem with that. I have a problem with Ciabatta. I like Ciabatta, but I know they're doing it on purpose. I get it, but I don't care. I don't like this. I don't like his no selling. It bothers me. I love the Young Bucks. Bothers me when they do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've met them. Very nice guys. Nick and Matt, I have no problem with them. It's just the and you know I like the super kick party.
Right,
I think
no,
it's
that's
fine.
fine.
It's just the no
That's
selling.
fine. That's fine.
Really
Fair
aggravates
enough.
the crap
All
out
right.
of me.
Jim Cornette, everybody.
Well, what
I
else?
like Dairy Queen and
We're
Wendy's.
kind of we've been all over the place today.
All
But,
over.
where were we going before we got into the sidetrack of Roman Reigns? thing?
SummerSlam?
There's one.
We
other
were talking about
We were talking
SummerSlam.
about. You know, we did.
The main event was amazing.
You know, we
the
couldn't
tag
talk about
matches
last
were
week?
pretty good. What
There's
was that?
one thing we could not talk
what
about
was
last
that?
week because it didn't happen yet.
What?
Southpaw Reach
Oh,
came
yeah.
back.
Oh yeah.
Susan!
The showdown at the swamp.
That's fantastic. Love it. If you haven't seen
If
it,
you guys haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Five episodes.
You have to see it.
Oh, that's great.
It's also nice to see WWE.
Actually,
not
if you
goofing around
guys,
and not taking
we
themselves
actually
seriously.
we picked up a new sponsor. Hang on, let me pull this up real quick. They needed their ad time.
You want to talk about the future? Let's talk about it. DeLoreans? I don't think so. Minivans? I don't think so. Station wagons, the wave of the future. This 1979 Ford Country Squire. Oh, comfortably. Seats 8. Just perfect for the family. And if you don't have a family, with this back seat, you sure will. Swagger.
Ladies. Malibu Owls you can find.
And all the swagger commercials this time were great.
you see Fandango's character slowly but surely breaking down over the course of the freaking text.
I can't blame him.
Text Too Bad
Susan
is so good.
Smoking hot.
Yeah.
I will say the Fashion Files.
He only hired one.
Yeah,
Sorry, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Like it takes what, half an hour maybe to watch them all. They're wonderful. just text Gallows and Anderson at Text Too Bad. They pretty much just film everything at one crossroads.
They're trying to get
they're
to
trying
Southpaw
to get to Southpaw
They're trying to get to
Regional.
Southpaw, but they filmed 5 episodes.
And they're just like wandering around this one
The
little
same strip.
intersection.
The same cornfield they're next to the entire time.
Oh, and that reminds me. So they've been setting up the. I mean, now they can't do it now, but Big Cass with the Gil Anderson.
Right.
They've been teasing that. They set that up, but then there was nothing with that on SummerSlam.
Oh, I don't remember them teasing
Did that
it.
not go like? What?
I have no idea what
Wait,
you're
which
talking
part?
You know, Ganderson.
Ganderson.
Anderson and Gallows. Okay, Anderson and Gallows with Big Cass. Like, you know, they for 2 weeks before SummerSlam.
Oh,
they
I
were,
didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah,
did that not make the
yeah.
Hulu cut?
Yeah, that did it. That
Oh,
was the
wow, it
lead
did
in
make
for
the
the
Hulu
Shark
cut.
Cage match.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck the Shark Cage match.
I
I
agree, I
fast
agree.
forwarded through that
They
so
attacked
quickly.
Big Show and it hurt his hand.
Because like they were kind of doing this thing where Cass was kind of working with them and they were kind of helping out Cass, and then almost and then they.
Oh,
didn't
that's
show up
just
at
because
SummerSlam at
that's
all.
just because
No,
it was an opportunity to
Right.
beat up nerds.
Yes,
Right.
but
And
still.
Big
why-
Show was just a giant nerd.
I think
thought
that
they
was-
were gonna
I think
have a big boy faction. I thought they were gonna have like
Oh, no.
I thought they were gonna.
That
get-
might have been just one.
I thought Big Cass was, but it was 2 weeks though. It was 2 weeks.
You're trying to
wasn't
break
just
out
one.
creative, and that's just not how Raw works.
It was 2 weeks though, not
It's
just
too
one.
creative.
If it was one, I would say yeah, but they were doing it for over 2 weeks span. That's what made me think they were going somewhere with it. Where, but yeah,
If only.
Yeah, if only.
So we've got 2 new tag team champs.
Yes, we did.
We have the same Intercontinental champion because they didn't think he was good enough to be on SummerSlam.
But
We
he's
have
awesome.
the U.S. title keeps getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, it does.
The World and Universal somehow stayed the same. I didn't expect that to happen, but that main event, fucking banana. What do you think we had any match of the years this weekend? Contenders?
That Fatal 4-Way was bananas.
I
That
think
women's
I would
ma-
think they are going to put it up in theirs.
The NXT women's match was nuts.
Yeah.
Tag match was a lot of fun.
Which one?
It should. The NXT Tag Team Champions was a really fun
Yes.
match. I recommend
NXT
going back
made
and
more
watching it.
headlines for I feel like Asuka and the jump-ins at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where they
Yeah.
got most of their heat and stuff
And
from.
in terms of the entire year, the triple threat tag team match is going to be my tag team match of the year for sure. 'Cause
Okay. Well, I mean, like
for me.
I think what happened was the moments kind of outshined most of the matches.
Right.
Yeah.
Cole Bebe, Red Dragon
Right.
showing up and just stomping people.
I think you're going to see Asuka versus Ember Moon as a contender for match of the year for sure.
Yeah,
At
that's
least
fair.
from the WWE side of things.
Yeah, that's fair. And it was good enough. I have no problem with that.
New tag champs. So Shield 2.0 is a thing, and they're gonna hopefully see how long this run runs.
People complained about the Hardys challenging them to a match. I'm like, no. This is the Hardys versus the Shield. This is something we've wanted to see.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's for the title or not. Have it
Oh,
happen.
you're
Just have
talking
the
about-
match.
Oh wait,
Just
you're
have
talking about the Usos?
No.
No,
That
the
was
Hardys and-
Monday. The Hardys challenged the Shield
Right.
to a match, and there were actually people on Twitter who complained about it. I'm like, no, there doesn't need to be a build. Let's just have this match right now.
Oh, we're talking about money. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
Well, we were just talking about things.
It's just this
My brain was
4-day
going in a
span.
different area because
So
I thought
much
you
has
were.
happened.
I thought you were talking about Authors of Pain and their entrance gear because I thought they
No,
looked
they
like
were
an
cool.
amalgamation of every Ninja Turtle toy, like
Yeah.
Rocksteady,
Yeah.
Slash, like all mixed
I
up.
like it.
What
Do
was
you
with those
remember,
helmets?
I like
Did you see
it.
those helmets? They
Do you
look like
remember
Ninja Turtle helmets.
Xbox? You had an Xbox 360?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you
Looked
remember?
like
do you remember
Army of Two,
Two?
right?
Yeah. It was a lot of similar
Yeah.
heavy combat gear, the face mask.
But it's not just a face mask. They look like turtle gear. Like it looked like a turtle head. Like
because it's
They look like
because
a
it's a
couple-
legit ballistic.
that's a real thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so they're not
You
just
can get
Ninja
a
Turtle fans.
You
You can get a ballistic
like
helmets
that.
like that.
That
Yeah.
look like turtle heads.
Yeah.
But because
And I just
that's,
realized that sounded
They're
sexual.
bulletproof. That's why.
Yeah, that's why because it's
Yeah.
Kevlar.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But
Yeah.
so there's somewhere in some war right now, there's like this army of evil Ninja Turtle guys walking down the street.
Yeah, they look terrifying, dude.
I tell
Yeah,
you what.
that scare me.
I tell you what. There's a couple giant gorillas doing Black Ops missions overseas, and they look like Akam and Razar.
And not just to continue the Ninja Turtle thing. I keep wanting to call them Toka and Razor.
Token Razar.
Well,
That's just who they are to me.
the goofy
Token guy. And
the
Razar.
goofy-
I remember Razar.
the goofy thing is that's just Occam's razor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
the
it's-
Toka Razor. That's works way better for me. That's easier. I mean, I hear you. I hear you.
I mean, because the
think.
simplest solution is just pain for them. So
and but the simplest
The book-
solution for me is Toka and Razor.
The Book of Pain is not over, John.
no, it's not.
It is not
That's
finished.
not going away
I
anytime
just
soon,
hope.
so.
Well, I feel like they're gonna get, as I called it, ascensioned.
Boo.
I really hope not because it
Can't
feels
deal
like
with that
this.
again.
This
I
is
know.
the
I know.
kind of tag team they've wanted to do with the Ascension, but because they were just flat out buried right off the bat when they joined WWE. This is like a redo right now. No, not only we're gonna get this right, we're gonna have Paul Ellering behind them as a mouthpiece, making
and
sure.
Look, you want to criticize? Look, I understand people are very sensitive nowadays, but the Legion, and I love the Legion of Doom. What they said was not that bad. They made it sound like they were really disrespecting Hawk. I don't think they were. Like what? Like people.
They
harped on that
weren't, and
way too
everybody
hard.
got bent
Yup.
fucking out of shape,
Yup.
and everybody needed to just chill the
Isn't
fuck
it-
out.
Isn't that
Seriously.
Heel 101?
Yeah.
You're
you
But
need
he
to shit
didn't
on the
say
guys who were
anything
there
bad
before
about
you.
Hawk. And
They
he didn't
just
say
they
anything
said
bad.
that with their
Yeah.
all they said was
Yes.
we're better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What
All
was
they
the
said
problem
was
with
we're
that?
better.
And then everyone attacked him. Even Lance Storm. I'm like, Lance Storm, you knew better than that,
Come
Lance
on.
Storm.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
All they ever said was we're better than the best.
And now
we're
all
here.
the old
Better
te-
than
yeah.
the
Better than
best.
the best.
Better than the
And then
best.
all the old people tag teams beat them up, and then we just got to see the old age outlaws.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
So-
all because they said that, like
Yeah.
it wasn't that
So,
big of a deal.
We got to start moving along. We're getting sidetracked again. Last couple of things that we had the U.S. title. It looks like we're gonna get Shane versus Kevin Owens finally. You were saying Hell in a Cell, right?
Yeah, that's the next.
You're thinking
SmackDown
Hell in a Cell?
pay-per-view, I believe it's Hell in
And
a Cell.
then SmackDown became
Nice.
again. I don't know why it happened. I prefer
I don't care why.
a little story, but
The story
this is what this whole weekend eventually really was. When it all comes down to it, we'll bitch, we'll moan and complain, but right there.
If you watch Souza's interview, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon broke the bank for the hottest pre.
We'll bitch,
And SmackDown
we'll complain.
stories. Who cares?
we'll talk.
You know
Great.
what?
But I've had the most fun this weekend in 2 shows than I've had in a while.
And I also want to
We
point out,
hotboxed at Progress the week before.
That was
people don't
Sweaty.
seem to notice this about Bobby Roode, but he is so amazing. he got Christian rock over.
Yeah.
Whether
right?
you want to admit it or not,
Yeah.
that's what this song is. It is Christian rock.
It's true.
Have you got? Oh, Enzo Amore is on 205 Live now.
I've been wanting that for a while.
What was the other? What was the other one? I feel like I'm leaving something out that we're missing before as we're kind
Do you
of
want to
go
talk
up to
about
the end of the thing. No, we
Randy
were at like
Orton
an
squash?
hour and 4.
Do you want to talk about the Randy Orton squash?
It happened.
All right.
It happened. Like,
Beat
we can't do another 20 minutes on it. So.
Fair enough. What else
Dave,
happened with SmackDown?
Dave Lee.
What's that?
Dave Knows Wrestling.
Yeah.
Find it on YouTube. Follow on Twitter. You got a Facebook. You got a things like that.
No, I got a Twitter. I'll be honest. I have a social media manager, and I don't really keep up to date on that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do all the stuff on the YouTube.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just a Twitter and a YouTube. Dave Knows Wrestling over on YouTube.
There we go.
Awesome.
We're on Twitter and Instagram at BWHPC. Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. There you go. That's right. It is glorious. Go check them out. Follow us on all those places.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook. Like us and subscribe on YouTube.
And I want to thank you guys for having me on.
Oh yeah, no
Thanks
problem,
for coming
man.
on.
Hey, anytime, guys.
I'm down waiting for this to go to the right place.
I thought we were just gonna-
Facebook.com/World Heavyweight
I'm pretty
Podcast.
sure you're playing us out for a second.
World
I'm like,
Heavyweight
is he gonna-
Podcast.podbean.com, iTunes, Google Music, all of those places. Leave the 5-star review. I'm Howie Farewell. That over there is Josh Rivera. We'll try and be a little less meandering next week, I think. But that's it. I got nothing else to say. We got no sponsors or something like that. Check
We're
out all the
good.
other stuff. We'll see. Oh, wait. Here's the one thing that we should never do.
Statler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
It's over.